Hi, my name is Jodie Benson, and I am the original singing and speaking voice for Ariel, the Little Mermaid, and I'm so excited to be here in New York City to celebrate, I can't believe it, our 30th anniversary of the release of our movie, which is astounding. And I am so thrilled that I had the opportunity to work with the brilliant Howard Ashman and the incredible Menken. Although Howard is no longer here with us, I do have my dear friend here with me, the incredible composer, Mr. Alan Menken. Hey. I'm so excited
Great to be here. Good to have you here.
Do you believe it's been 30 years?
It's hard to believe. I mean, you know, these milestones just creep up on you. And we actually have with us here today some leading ladies from other movies that I had the privilege of working on. Incredible artists.
Yes.
Paige O'Hara, who was the Belle in Beauty and the Beast. Judy Kuhn was Pocahontas in Pocahontas. Lilias White was one of our muses in Hercules. And Donna Murphy was Mother Gothel in Tangled. A real kind of cross-section of heroines, villains.
But all great, strong women.
Yeah, that's right.
We like that.
Well, yes, and also we who work in theater. I mean, that's the bulk of what we do.
All these Broadway girls.
We're all Broadway stars.
I mean, the ladies have all been leads in shows, and you know what it's like to be on stage. But when you're an animated character, it's a whole other thing, right?
One of the great things that I loved about Hercules was the fact that the animators came in and watched us as we recorded.
Yes, yes.
And they said, well, what do you want to look like? I said, well, I want her to be tall and thin. And they looked at us and they really got the essence of what we look like in our faces and how we projected ourselves.
I gotta say, the most stark example of that was with Mother Gothel.
Well, it's interesting because I remember somebody saying, what was it like just to act with your voice? I said, I didn't just act with my voice.
Exactly.
I mean, what was captured was my voice, but I created the character collaborating with this amazing team.
And then the animators who are also the actors with their paintbrushes and pencils.
I remember my husband, when he saw Pocahontas for the first time, he saw the way I tilt my head or the way certain expressions he totally recognized.
Yes, and what's interesting is we're actually going chronologically.
I know
because you go from the and the animation actually advanced through each of your characters to the point where with CGI, with the character of Mother Gothel.
Right.
So you don't realize that. This artistic milestone was happening in front of us, you know, that the older we get, you know, we become history. It was amazing what we all embarked on 30 years ago.
And what you and Howard brought and how you changed the second golden age of animation, changed the face of the company.
She's right. You know, I don't think people realize really how true dead animation was. And think about that if they hadn't produced Little Mermaid. All these films that have happened in the last 30 years may not have happened.
Yeah, it was an incredible time because we were all just learning.
And your classic I Want song of Part of Your World. And you know what, Alan? The way that I learned that song is from the cassette tape that you and Howard did. I just remember Howard telling me over and over again, don't oversing it. It's a monologue that happens to be put to pitch. Sure. Just tell the story.
Give us a little of it.
I can see Howard right here.
I know.
Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who has everything? Look at this trove, treasures untold. How many wonders can one cavern hold? Looking around here, you think, sure, she's got everything. And every time you start that beginning note, and I've been singing this song for 33 years, people say, don't you get sick of singing that song? And I'm like, you know what? It's because I go back in time to the day that we were in the studio.
Well, I go back to the day we wrote it. I'm thinking about, you know, water and coming up with that motif. Howard used to jokingly call it Somewhere That's Wet.
Yeah, that's right. That's funny. Oh my God.
So Paige, it was so wonderful when we cast you as Belle. This roundness to your voice and this quality.
Thank you.
And we have on film you working with Howard
Yes, the Bell song, and then also he gave me
Little
advice
Town.
on something there too. Remember that final advice?
Oh, the best.
That was so
the story
fun.
about.
You tell it.
Well, the sad part of the story is that Howard, at that point, he was really ill. He could not be in the studio, basically lost his voice. And we were doing the new and a bit alarming.
Yes.
And you sang new and a bit alarming. And Howard said, tell Paige Streisand alarming. Because he wanted.
New and a bit alarming.
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 Because it was all about what is going on that I'm falling
He
in love
wanted
with.
that quirky Streisand thing. He and I shared our love for that scene because I said, where is really Belle realizing she's in love with the Beast? And he said, I think it's at the moment when she touches his paw right after the little birds jump in his hand and she runs behind the tree and actually Mark had animated her, blushed. I'm partial to that song because to me that's the falling in love scene.
I love that song. Another collaborator who was actually very dramaturgical was Stephen Schwartz, who you got to work with when we did Pocahontas together, Judy.
And I remember also when you sent me the cassette of Colors of the Wind.
Still cassettes? Okay.
And this was just, yes, a cassette. This was just for the demo. Disney hadn't decided yet to make the movie.
That song, it was the first song Stephen Schwartz and I ever wrote together. Stephen's very meticulous. He wanted to do research about Native American music and.
He told me that the lyrics to Colors of the Wind were inspired by a speech that Chief Seattle gave at the White House.
Wow. Yes. And we start with, remember the lyric? I don't remember that.
Yeah, you
think I'm an ignorant savage.
And you've been so many places. I guess it must be so. But still I cannot see if the savage one is me. How can there be so much that you don't know? You don't know.
It's so beautiful. Oh my God, Jody and I are like crying here now. It's okay, okay.
Can you sing with all the voices of the mountain? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
You know, I feel like Pocahontas, the message of the film, means so much, and I think it's such an important message to give to kids and to grown-ups.
I agree, and especially that particular song, "The Colors of the Wind."
Yeah. If you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew you never knew.
And how relevant is that now?
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly.
Lilias.
Yes.
We had fun on Hercules. Oh my God, did we have fun?
We had fun. We laughed so much, and I don't know exactly what we laughed about, but we just had an enormous amount of fun, and it was a love fest.
Remember when John Musker and Ron Clements said, we want to do the story of Hercules told through gospel? And I said, what? Because I had first conceived the score being actually like very classical. I thought, that's the way to do it. They said, no, we got to do gospel. I went, gospel? Mm-hmm. But, you know, they were right.
Yes, they were absolutely right.
Yeah!
Yeah! Bless my soul.
Yeah!
On the road, hero of the week in every Greek opinion poll. What a pro! Herc could stop a show, blowing him at a monster, and you're talking SRO. He was a no one,
A zero.
now he's a honcho. He's a hero.
Yeah!
We're the hero, and no time flat.
Now, Billy.
We were ready to be your backup singer. I had choreography. I was ready.
I was afraid you'd be shy about singing.
Yes, you're so shy.
Well, not with this.
I know, we had a little blast. It was
It's one
you.
of the best things I've ever done in my whole career, really.
Me too. It was so much fun. Donna, you know, initially the score was very, you know, acoustic
Folks,
guitar.
do you know what I was told when I got the audition appointment? I was told to prepare a Joni Mitchell-esque folk song.
Somebody made a mistake.
And I remember thinking, wow.
I know I was trying to figure out what vocabulary do we give to Mother Gothel? I mean, she is both a mother and a villain.
Right.
Yes.
She starts out with her daughter loving her and ends up with her daughter basically throwing her out a window.
Well, because
which
she learns
usually
the
takes like about 40 years of therapy usually for that to happen. Her song starts off with, I remember the lyric.
Well, in the beginning, she said, "You want to go outside, Rapunzel?" She said, "Look at you, as fragile as a flower, still a little sapling, just a sprout. You know why we stay up in this tower? That's right, to keep you safe and sound, dear. Guess I always knew this day was coming. Knew one day you'd want to leave the nest. Soon, but not yet. Shh, trust me, pet. Mother knows best."
Stop no more! You'll just upset me! She's a piece of work.
Well, she, you know, a true villain can take any tactic to accomplish what they want. And so that's what made her so fun.
I know. You know, I've experienced how being involved with Disney has completely changed my life in ways I never imagined. I'm curious how that has affected you.
You know, as one gets older, and I work in the theater with younger people, but the generation that grew up with these movies, and to see what they mean to them, it's just incredible. I mean, I can sing a line of Pocahontas and see these 25-year-olds burst into tears.
I know.
And I think that's a constant reminder of what I was a part of, and it's sort of immortal. It's really profound and meaningful, I think.
I've been doing a lot of teaching, a lot of master classes, and every time I say that because I don't always tell people that I'm the voice of the lead muse in Hercules, but when they find that out, they go berserk. Even my children weren't excited until that opening night. My daughter, she was a sulky teenager then, and by the end of the night, she was at my feet. And now I have
Disney breaks the barrier.
I have 8 grandchildren. I have 8 grands, and my granddaughter just turned 8 years old, and she says to me, "Grandmother, you're the voice of Hercules, right?" I told my friends. I said, "You're the voice of..."
But I want to hear one thing.
Yes.
Because we are the muse.
We are the muses.
Oh, yeah! Oh, that's so good.
Awesome. I really love it.
My daughter is obsessed with the Hercules music in particular, and the music from Pocahontas. So I'm hearing this.
She was at our sessions, I remember. She was so little then.
I never really thought that I was going to be a part of the legendary world of Disney. For somebody who didn't get to go to Broadway shows, I was the eldest of 7 kids. A lot of the musicals that came into our home were the movie musicals.
Yeah.
So I'm getting goosebumps talking about this because I really felt like this was something that was connecting something from my childhood that I was now going to be a part of for other children.
Right.
And you're also doing visual art now?
Yes, actually, I signed with Disney Fine Art as an artist about 10 years ago.
That's incredible.
And I'm actually, I have a dream come true. I'm painting Ariel
For this 30th anniversary.
That is crazy.
It's wonderful, though, being the voice of Belle. Yeah. It's changed my whole life forever.
For me, I think, you know, being part of this film and for Ariel for over 30 years, it changed the entire course of my life. I mean, we've touched 4 generations now. Incredibly.
I mean, you're practically like a walking Disney collectible.
Really?
I know, it is amazing.
You know, to be a part of so many people's lives and children and grandchildren, it is such a gift, such a blessing.
You carry it very well.
Thank you.
You do.
That means a lot to me that you said that.
Well,
Thank
you do. You know, you
but
do.
don't take it lightly, and I do take the opportunity to keep Howard's memory alive.
I mean, we collaborate in dreams. It's true. 2 nights ago, there he was, and I think we were writing a TV musical.
I mean, that's the one you're writing for me, right?
Yes. Yeah. And he mentioned that. He would have loved you. Oh my God.
All of you.
I have to say this. I know they're calling this thing that we're doing Leading Ladies, but it's really an honor to sit here with 5, honestly, extraordinary artists. And just really, and I'm proud to be associated with each and every one of you. Thank you.
We're happy to have done it.
We wouldn't be here if it
associated
weren't
with
for you.
you.